Hey guys, what's up? So, as you can tell that this is a different setup than what I usually do, but I thought I would do a video that I haven't done in a while, and you guys know that I really like creepy, true stories, so yeah. Let's just get right into it. So as you can see on my screen, I have a certain type of story. I'm going to be reading to you guys these terrifying encounters that people have had with strangers. So, and it says disturbing, which obviously it would be disturbing. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want me to do more scary, creepy stories like this more often, let me know in the comments below, and let's just get right into it. So, yeah. So, here's the first one. It's called, it just says, okay, so the first one, Stranger Under the Bed. Alright, so it says, a young woman writes about a very scary incident involving a strange man hiding under her bed. And I hope this is okay where you guys can read along with me, other than you just see me reading it. But yeah, so let's just get into this like I said. So here it is. I am 22 and this incident happened a year and a half ago. I had just moved into my first apartment and was in the process of moving in. The door that led into my apartment locks itself automatically when closed, so I was going to the entrance of the apartment complex to get my mail while talking on the phone with my boyfriend. I returned to my apartment and sat on the bed while opening the mail while using the phone. I dropped the phone on the floor and it landed under the bed, so I had to lie on the floor and stretch for it. I saw something that caught my eye. There was someone under my bed. My eyes widened and I choked the urge to scream. The person under my bed was lying still with his back towards me and his head to his chest, so I couldn't see his face and he didn't see me. Trying to be rational while so many thoughts rushed through my head, I picked up the phone, said, "Sorry, I dropped my phone. I'm just going to take a shower and call you back." So it says read the rest here. I do want to read the rest there. Where is it? Yeah. I'm just going to take a shower and call you back. Okay. The bathroom is right by my bed, so I hastily walked in, quietly locked the door, turned the shower on, jumped out my window. My apartment is on the first floor, and called the police. They told me to wait nearby, but to go to across the street and see if anyone comes out the door to the apartment complex. This was during summer, and it was still light out. Continue, please. I don't know why it keeps doing that to me. They told me to wait nearby, but to go to across the street and see if anyone comes out the door to the apartment complex. This was during summer, and it was still light out. I placed myself across the street, hiding behind a car while watching my open bathroom window in the entry door. I called my boyfriend, and he came to me just before the police. I gave them my keys, and they went inside. Only moments later, two cops came out holding a thin and tired-looking man. His eyes looked crazy, but he didn't try to get away. The policeman that had stood beside me and comforted me while the police searched through my house. I was a mess, shivering and crying, told me that the man stood outside my bathroom door with one of my kitchen knives. I was a mess. I guess. I was a mess, shivering and crying, told me that the man stood outside my bathroom door with one of my kitchen knives waiting for me to come out. This man had somehow crept in my entry door while I was getting my mail and hid under the bed. The man that was trying to hurt me turned out to be a homeless person and was placed in a mental hospital. My boyfriend moved in with me the very next day. Wow. And then she says, "Thanks for reading. I just wanted to share my story so that others might know what to do if a situation like this occurs. The police told me that what I did was truly amazing and rational. If I had screamed, this could have ended really badly for me." And then she said, "Thank you for all your kind words. I never expected this kind of response." Okay, how I feel about that one, it's really unsettling, and I would definitely react the way she did. Probably not as much like that, but I would not scream. I choked like down, like the thought of going, oh, screaming. So yeah, it was, wow. That is really unsettling. I can imagine what was going through her head, like when she saw the man, like turn back to, like with his head to his chest and under her bed. But, and the thought of, and if she actually took a shower and came out and opened the door, the guy would have been stood there with a knife and one of her kitchen knives, and she would have probably died if she didn't do what she did. But I'm glad she had a door, like a door, that can lock, obviously, and she had a window, which was really good. In her, and it was on the first floor, which was good. But anyways, that's the first one. That's really creepy and really unsettling, disturbing, most definitely. I'm gonna read maybe two more, maybe just one more, but this one is I had to pretend she was my daughter. Let's see that. All right, let's see what this is about. But it says a woman has to walk home from class late one night through a part of town with few streetlights. On her way home, she sees a large white man quickly following a small Asian woman, relevant to the story. The writer notes that she herself is a small Asian woman and doesn't think that she's intimidating in the slightest. She's forced to think fast on her feet and came up with a plan. Okay. And I come up with what was probably the most stupidly brilliant plan I've ever concocted. I kind of stand there, hoodie on, feet apart, hands on my hips, my best, loudest impersonation of an older Filipino woman getting mad at her child with the strongest accent I could. Honestly, if I were a bit taller, I might not have gotten away with this. Hoy, what are you doing, huh? You were supposed to be home already and talking to a boy, huh? And he's white? Excuse me, look at me while I'm talking to you. I did not raise you like this. So that's all right there, but I'm clicked on read the rest here. And it's going to take a few seconds to load. So, I'm going to pause this here, and when it loads, I will be right back, guys. Just so you guys don't have to sit with me and... Oh, wait, nope, never mind. It loaded while I was talking, so, alright. So this is called, says, I had to pretend she was my daughter, and this is long, apparently, so this probably will be the last one I read today. But yeah. Alright. Here it is. I'm currently a UNI student, and on Tuesday nights I come home pretty late. Not late enough that my parents would call the police, but just missing the regular bus times. Anyway, as luck would have it, I managed to catch the very last bus one Tuesday night after getting to the station, and typically it's nothing to be worried about. If you keep to yourself and stick to safe-looking people, etc., other UNI students, mothers, bus driver, you'll be alright. Growing up in a dangerous country and migrating to and much safer one hasn't rid me of those instincts. And that night I got all bad vibes and buzzy. Something was off about that evening, and I didn't know what. We get to the main stop, the shopping Centre. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And I find out that the bus has terminated its route. It's done for the night, thanks, asshole bus driver. Well, fuck, it's dark, it's late, I can't drive, my parents can't pick me up, they're at yoga, and I'm too broke to afford a taxi, so I decided to walk home. The exercise will be good for me. Now, from the shopping Sinatra, it would take me a good 20 to 30 minutes to reach my house. If I power walked, I could probably run home. Fuck that. When you leave the shops, if you follow the road, there's a local Catholic school, a public library, a public school, and a few bus stops along the way. Near the library is a traffic intersection, the most brightly lit area of this entire road. But it's also a very small square. It's a joke, honestly. As I'm walking, it takes me less than a second to realize how fucking dark it was on that street. It was a bit creepy walking by the local Catholic school with their massive fucking crucifix in the middle of a huge massive land. In front of me is this girl who looks about my age, Asian, and she's walking fairly quickly, understandable. From the corner of my eye across the road, I see a man kind of half jogging, half walking, and I'm not sure what he's up to, but it was just weird. I kept an eye on him and the girl at the intersection. My friend is there, and he greets me enthusiastically, a hug and a kiss on the cheek. He momentarily distracts me from the weird running dude and the girl. Between my friend and I greeting each other, I completely miss when the guy crossed the street and is in my path. My friends turn out to be a douchebag friend. My friend turns out to be a douchebag friend and just leaves even after I've told him about the weird dude. I'm not far from the creep and the girl now, but he's talking to her, and if a guy has any common sense, he will not speak to a girl, woman while she's alone at night, because we've all heard the horror stories. By this stage, I've quickened my pace into a sprint, holding onto my backpack so that my laptop inside won't make so much noise, and I'm assessing my very limited options on how to save this poor woman. I'm a very small, very unintimidating Asian girl, and the guy looked taller the closer I got. I felt very tiny and incredibly stupid for doing this because I was still kind of far, but I have crazy good eyesight. And the streetlights were hitting his face, so I could make it out accurately enough in case I needed to identify him. He was a white male, early 30s to 40s, brown hair, wearing glasses, stripped long-sleeve top, and brown khakis. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. His eyes were really big, though, kind of like that face you make when someone surprises you with something particularly scandalous. And I come up with what was probably the most stupidly brilliant plan I've ever concocted. So this is the part I already read, but I'll read it again for you guys. Stupidly brilliant plan I've ever concocted. I kind of stand there, hoodie on, feet apart, hands on my hips, and my best, loudest impersonation of an older Filipino woman getting mad at her child with the strongest accent I could. Honestly, if I were a bit taller, I might not have gotten away with this. Oh, what are you doing, huh? You were supposed to be home already and talking to a boy, huh? And he's white. Excuse me, look at me while I'm talking to you. I did not raise you like this. And I don't remember exactly word for word what I say, but I'm basically copying whatever my mom says when she's angry with me. The entire time I'm yelling, I can see the guy trying to inch away, and the girl looks so bewildered, like a deer caught in headlights. At this stage, honestly, I'm expecting her to run away. I turn to the guy. And where do you think you're going, huh? Puting, I will crush your... Okay, I'm not going to read that word. You guys can see it. He fucking ran for it. Like, I swear, it was like watching a cartoon. The girl was still standing there, and I took off my hood and waved to her. I was still far away and asked if she was all right. In my regular, not very Filipino accent, she was just staring at me. I apologized if I scared her, but I had to get him away because my younger sister would tell me about a creepy guy that corners young girls in the parking lot not far from where we live. Anyway, we hugged and exchanged names and numbers, and now we're basically friends forever. It turns out that she doesn't live very far and didn't even realize what was happening until she couldn't get away from the creep. I ended up walking her home, and from there, her older brother dropped me off. We called the police while we walked to her place. When we retold the story to our families, at this stage, I'd very correctly assumed they were Philo as well, so communication was easy. They banned us completely from taking the bus past 7. I was reluctant in telling my friends this because I knew they'd laugh, but it was such a serious thing. What if I wasn't there? As comical as that sounded, she was really shook up, but very relieved and grateful. She kept hugging me and stuff, which is weird. I don't usually hug strangers. Police later stopped a nondescript station wagon about 20 minutes down the main road, and it was a man matching my description. They searched his car and found a few photos of girls in the glove compartment, and even more on his phone. They were all Asian, specifically Filipino. Months later, after I found out about this, Mom tells me that they actually found photos of my sister and I. It made me shudder. If that creep ever came near my little sister, I would F him up. It's also very important to note that the only reason why we got such detailed and updated information was being the daughter of a surgeon and a lawyer. My parents have connections, and they use them accordingly. If it were different, we would have gotten soothingly vague at best. Hopes from moms, no sleep. I wasn't sure it was meant for this specific sub. Okay. Well, that was a very interesting, very unsettling story. But yeah, so it was pretty unsettling and disturbing. So, obviously that's what I'm going to get with these stories. But yeah, let me see. Dr. Ramsey. I don't know if I want to read that, but I read a couple of these, so let me know what you guys thought of those 2 stories, if you want me to read more like this, or you want me to read, like, ghost stories like I have in the past, like from Reddit, or a different site that you guys want me to check out. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video on Wednesday. Bye, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you then. Alright, bye, guys.